Alan Kohli of the Bharatiya Janata Party is over the phone line with us right now. Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for holding on to that line. A big setback for Rahul Gandhi, of course, stays disqualified as a member of parliament. He now has to appeal in a higher court.
Follow me. From what I could gather on your phone line, has the appeal been dismissed or has his stay application on the conviction been dismissed, or both?
The application on the stay of conviction.
Right. So therefore, it means the appeal survives, because as a lawyer, as we see it, basically there are two aspects in the appeal.
Right.
In the appeal, which is available to every citizen of India, so it's not as if Mr. Rahul Gandhi has a special case or anybody else, is that he is appealed against an order of a court, in the higher court. There are two aspects. Unless he gets a stay on conviction, he stands disqualified under Section 8 of the Representation of People's Act. Under Section 8(3) of the Representation of People's Act, there's an instant disqualification. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi would know that perfectly well, because he's the one who prevented Dr. Manmohan Singh's government to bring in the ordinance that would have given a member of parliament or an MLA a 3-month notice period for him to or her to appeal. As a result of no time being given now, and therefore with the disqualification being instant, everyone gets disqualified immediately. And that's what's happened with over 30 people. So therefore, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, while his main appeal on merits would take time, would have to be heard, replies would be there. But in terms of the stay application getting dismissed, he has the legal rights of approaching the next higher court, which in this case should be the Honorable High Court. So that right exists with him. But he had to also, the basic point in law is that you have to show some patent illegality or some perversity or some error in the order. It just can't be because I want a stay, I will get a stay. You have to satisfy the conscience of the court, which is the appellate court in this case, and tell them this is the prima facie case that I have. There's strength in this case. It will cause me irreparable damage. The balance of convenience is in my favor. Now, if one looks at the statements of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, right after his conviction, he's unapologetic. He's been convicted because he came out with a statement saying, all people, why do all people with Modi's surname why are they thieves? He's never apologized. This happened 1 year after he apologized to the Honorable Supreme Court. And after his judgment, he said, I am not Savarkar. I will not apologize. So, I mean, his statement after statement is basically unapologetic. I stand by what I do. And then you expect courts to go out of their way to see that how there is a balance of convenience in your favor or there's a prima facie case. That means he believes that his statement is correct. That's the message he's sending. He believes and is convinced that his statement is correct and therefore the judgment is wrong. So a court, when it is looking at it and looks at the prima facie statement in front of it and finds the statement offensive, one would wonder that the judge may be inclined to say, why should I give any stay now? Let him, when he stands by his statement, he has to satisfy me on the merits of the case. So these are aspects that possibly, as a lawyer, I feel may have weighed with the court. Whether it has or not, I can't say. Additionally, it depends on what his grounds of appeal are. I have not seen the petition. We've not seen the details of it. If his grounds of appeal do not have a strong case in terms of why a stay should be given, then you can't expect a court to go beyond its remit. So I think it's a legal issue. It's not a political issue. But of course, the Congress party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi are going out of their way to somehow convert it into a political issue. Because one wonders how is saying that all people with Modi surnames are thieves is in national interest or is a battle for the truth, as Mr. Rahul Gandhi seems to be saying everywhere.
Right. Mr. Kohli, just for a few seconds you can wear your legal hat over here. Just a specific question. In the case of his appeal, because that appeal has not yet been dismissed, the bail continues because that was granted to him, the suspension of sentence?
I think so. And in fact, what I've been telling also, just to help your viewers also understand, is the legal position. And follow me. Look, the bail had been granted by the lower court itself, the first court. If you recall, on the first day, he was not asked to surrender immediately. He was he was granted bail immediately. So that exists. And he obviously would not challenge that order because that order is in his favor. So that would subsist as on date.
Okay. Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for speaking to India Today.